My name is Ben Robertson, one of the owners of Blackwood, and I'd like to show you at least a few of the structures on the property. The room behind me is the music room. It's not the typical music room because it contains an elevator for the pipe organ, and it also has 5,000 pieces of parquet floor, which had to be designed around the opening of the floor, which drops down and descends under the existing floor. So there are a lot of unusual features in this music room that you'll see nowhere else in the United States. We've finished all of our concerts for the season, so the music room is not set up the way we'd normally have it set up. We're in the process of tearing everything down and putting tables and chairs away, so you'll get an idea of what the music room looks like. That's a statue of Pan. That's a pewter statue. And we have the climbing hydrangeas in the back.
Blackwood's music room has hosted some of the world's most revered musicians, not to mention dozens of prodigious music students who receive scholarships in exchange for their performance. Blackwood has also had a significant donation partnership with the Make-A-Wish Foundation for over 10 years now.
The music room, it's part of the main house. The main house was built in 1976, and the music room was started in 1986 and completed in 1991. It took us 5 years to build the music room. You'll see two capes. These were painted by Susan Kamenethy, who was the Pennsylvania Artist of the Year in 2012. And these were used in the production of Carmina Burana. Dancers actually wore those capes. The little doll you'll see in the center was created by Van Craig from New York. I wanted to make it look more like the organ console, so I gilded the fancy ornamentation, and I had a cabinet maker raise the level of the chair about 6 inches because it was too far to the floor. So now it's more comfortable to sit down in.
The centerpiece of Ben's collection at Blackwood is definitely his one-of-a-kind pipe organ, which he's more than willing to tell you all about.
This is our theater pipe organ. It has about 1,200 pipes and about 20 ranks of pipes. Now this organ was typically used in a theater to accompany silent films, but since the last of the silent films was about 1930, it actually was not used extensively like it used to be, and so most of the theater organs are now, the wrecking ball got a hold of them, and there's not that many of them in existence anymore. It's difficult for an average organist to play this. You have to have a lot of training. If you don't have the training, it's never going to sound right. It's either going to be too heavy, too light. It takes an experienced theater organist to play this. And some of the theater organists who are also classically trained have told me that it is more difficult to play the theater organ than it is to play the classical organ. This particular one is the Cascade, or the waterfall console of Wurlitzer. And you can see the cascading effect. And what you see in gold is gold leaf and black lacquer. And there's a turntable. You'll see that the console is on a turntable. So once this comes up to room level from the basement, the organist, merely by touching a tab here, can rotate the console. This is a unique feature. There are not many of these rotating consoles around the United States. And behind the console, you'll see a beautiful raku sculpture done by Susan and Stephen Kamenethy. They're incredible ceramic artists, and their works are in the Smithsonian and Carnegie Museum and various other museums around the world. Also, one of the there's another instrument that's attached to the organ behind this grand piano. This one is attached by wires to the console. And so the organist can accompany himself on the grand piano. This is a reproducing piano. This is a Sumi ink painting by a Japanese artist, Toko Shinoda. This is the Rembrandt etching of the raising of Lazarus. These fish are from the Eocene era. They're 50 million years old. And what you also see in the dining room is plaster crown molding. We installed plaster crown molding along with the ceiling design. A lot of what you're seeing here are Japanese. These are Japanese woodblock prints, and there's Japanese mezzo tints, oil paintings, original lithographs. There's the little Rembrandt etching, cow, a landscape and a cow.
After the performance room, I asked Ben to give us an inside look on the technology that makes this grandiose show possible.
So this screw lift actually goes 8 feet down into rock. We rented a jackhammer and dug down 8 feet so that this screw lift could go down 8 feet. And this is all the wiring that controls the computer, controls the elevator. And this is our playback system, by the way. This is a MIDI sequencer. I could actually play the pipe organ for you using that little box. These two blowers, these are 5 horsepower blowers, and each one of these blowers controls about 600 pipes that are in chambers behind this wall. And we have sound reducing foam on the walls, which cuts down on a lot of low frequency vibrations and sounds. So it keeps this room silent. These big pipes, big metal pipes, are our tuba pipes. There are pipes of all sizes, 16 feet pipes all the way down to about less than a foot. And the smaller they are, the higher the pitch. And above the light on the walkway there is actually a marimba. So we have real instruments in this organ. We have marimbas, xylophones, glockenspiels, drums, castanets, tambourines, horse hooves, surfs, you name it. Anything that gave the sound effect in a silent film is part of this instrument. It's not electronically generated, it's the real instrument.
I hope you had as much fun as I did touring through Blackwood's performance building. Tune in next time for a tour of the grounds. Have a good day.